Yo. Episode 4. We are here back at it again. Thank you so much for clicking on this link. Thank you so much for joining us. We are ecstatic. Just seeing your reactions on social media, seeing your comments, seeing the feedback that you're giving us is very, very, very encouraging. And so much so, we will shoot this pod into the night if we have to, just to keep, your ears happy. I am, again, extremely excited to introduce today's topic. But before I do, I want to introduce the panelists.
Kama kawaida, the Kienyeji Promax medical representative in the room, Doktari Otis. Mwenyewe. Shoot my shot.
The CEO of shooting shots.
Yo.
Yes.
Receive it.
Landing them. And our next guest, of course, you know him from episode 3.
Edson Musyoka.
Mr. Edson himself.
None other than the only one, the biochemist.
In the previous episode, Doktari ulianza kutushtua hapa. Ukiongea mambo za...
Ni wapi pengine naweza shine isipokuwa podcast? Nani wapi?
If you've not had a chance to listen to episode 3, please just go back and click on it. It was a very, very fun episode. We had such fun doing it, such a fun discussion. We think that you will definitely enjoy. And again, as usual, we will begin this podcast by prefacing what we're going to talk about today. And this comes from episode 229. And if you want to find these episodes, please just head straight to LinkedIn, type Joash Rabura. You will find a newsletter called Doktari Otis. And in this newsletter, you will be able to find all the different episodes that we will also be covering in this podcast. So today, and someone actually asked me, why are we not going in order? Today we're in episode 229. Last week we were in episode 103 or something. The next time we will be in episode 160 something.
Unawachanganisha. Never let them know your next move.
Sometimes it's not even about knowing next move, Bana. But this life, because you see, just because an episode happened and is titled as episode 1 or 2.
Yes.
Sometimes some from a series of events, life manze haina formula. If you want like us to be doing either episode consistently 1, 2, and 3, just send a comment. We are always we are not cast in stone. Tunaweza rudi na tuendelee kwani iko
nini.
So actually how we determine which episodes is also based on your recommendation. So as you're commenting down there on the podcast, depending on where you're listening it from, we read your comments, and some people even just call us and they say, talk about this episode. I would be very, very interested to hear what Doktari was going through when he was writing the episode. So today, guys, we are doing episode 229. Why many medical reps never make it to CEO, even after 20 years of hustle. Form ni ile. Doktari.
Yo. The thinking behind this article was that at some point, so I attended a conference, Leadership in Healthcare conference. So it was in Kampala. And so in the room, naangalia, so only medical officers. So that is by training. So we have pharmacists over there. So we have people from the commercial side. So we have financial guys there, chief marketing officers, so who transitioned to being CEOs, to be CEOs. Then you see, I was like the only guy who was a med rep. So najaribu nauliza, we're in healthcare business. So where are my peers here? And nikasema, so I need to do an article. So I need to do a research and see. So why is it that not many med reps are becoming CEOs?
Yeah.
Because, come on, we should be.
Yep.
So What is stopping us?
It's in all our DNAs.
Yeah.
Actually, it's in the job description.
Yes.
You're the manager of your territory.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that already shows that you're a CEO.
You are the CEO.
You're
of
the
your
CEO of the
territory.
territory. Yeah?
Yes.
And we should be very clear what a CEO is. It's
Yes.
Chief Executive Officer,
Yes.
not Chief Entertainment Officer. Because kuna mtu anaweza sema, yes, come on, I am.
Yes. Mimi ni CEO.
Uh-huh.
Dine wanajitangaje sheria.
Yeah.
That's me. So, to preface, from an industry powered by medical reps, the foot soldiers, brand builders, and market openers, very few ever make it to CEO. Let's unpack it. So, the very first point that you put out is they master selling and not scaling. So here you learn how to sell a product, but being a CEO is not about building products, but building an entire business. And this is where I want us to start our discussion. And you said one thing, Edson, that you're the CEO of your territory. Break it down a little bit for me.
So basically, you're in charge of. You've been given a territory. You've been given a region.
Yeah.
And you are entitled to see all the doctors, all the pharmacists, all the clinics within that region. So I could say that region should bring in some form of revenue at the end of the day. You're given targets for that region. How you build that region depends entirely on you. So that's why I mentioned you're a CEO
Yes.
of that territory. Yeah, you're the one who looks at at the products available, who is prescribing, to ensure there are no stockouts in those hospital institutions.
You're basically also managing the logistics.
The entirety, of that entire region.
Yeah.
You are responsible for it.
Yeah.
So how you handle it really determines a lot. And it's quite good that we're having this topic today because many a times you find that, most reps stagnate at that level. Yeah, they don't move up the ladder.
Yes.
They just basically do selling. They just prefer managing the territory, seeing the doctors, handling procurement, but they do not upscale to the next level.
Yeah. And maybe, Doktari, let me ask this, and because, again, it could be an assumption on our side that all medical representatives want to end up as CEOs. Is that assumption true?
Yes and no. I think an ambitious salesperson always wants to grow up the ladder.
Yeah.
So if you're ambitious, it's not to disrespect those who are not CEOs or who are not in management, but there's that I usually refer it to as that testosterone. For example, in me or in some peers that I know, that we also want to handle this business in a big way. We want to have an understanding what is happening from the first mile to the last mile.
Yeah.
But apparently, as most reps, especially at a junior level, so they're focused on handling the last mile. Last mile here referring as you are talking to the pharmacist or the farm tech. That is last mile in terms of product delivery. So you're talking to the doctor in terms of prescription. That is a last mile thing. But when you think about first mile, how does that product land in the country?
Yes.
So you now start having those kind of discussions. So what if you now engage it further, if you open the Pandora box, so what are the landing costs of these products? So yes, we are selling these units. Are we looking at value? Yes. Are you looking at units? So that kind of thinking and that kind of conversation.
No, I mean that is a very interesting way, I think, to open this pod. And one of the things is when you start off as a medical representative, of course you are boxed into a very specific role. Yeah. Your role is, here's your territory, make sales happen. But I think in the bigger picture, what a lot of medical representatives might not understand is that you are running a business. You're basically running a business. If you have X number of products in this territory, that you're running that business. Everything that you do, influences whether that product is going to turn a profit or that product is going to die. It's going to influence, what your competitors are thinking, what your competitors are doing. Edson, I want to jump back again to you, and I just want to maybe just hear a little bit about how was your transition from, first being a medical representative, and I know that you've held several roles which again have financial and strategic responsibility. How was it coming from being naive in that sense that my only job is to go and call the doctor and call on the doctor, to now thinking, I need to think about Q4 targets, I need to think about Q5, I need to start working on 2027, thinking about how business is going to shift?
Well, what I would say is that I think it's all about the mindset and also what you'd want to achieve as an individual. Personally, when I started out as a junior rep, of course, my responsibilities, as you mentioned, is seeing the doctor, getting the prescription, ensuring the product that is at the pharmacy. But later on, what is the overall impact of all this? So I wanted to grow and get to know, what does key accounts entail? What does product manager entail? What does learning and development entail?
Yeah.
So I think it is something that comes from you as an individual. How ambitious are you? Also, I'd mentioned this, the company you're also working for, are they working towards building to your growth?
Yes.
Because that's also plays a huge part in it, because there are companies whereby
it is a very important external factor.
True.
Yeah.
And you'll see most of the time why people move. Sometimes it's not about the salary.
Yeah.
It's about, I'm not seeing any growth here, I'm stagnating. Yeah? I'm just a medical representative, but you're looking for opportunities in other different roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you move into another company where you feel like, there's an opportunity here. The company would help me build into the role that I want to grow into. And this mostly happens mostly in multinational companies.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll set you up for that. I think every beginning of every year there is career goals.
Yes.
Then they align to
where do you want to
where
go?
do you want to be.
Yes.
And it's so intentional because you'll write down your goals for that entire year,
And then
align them.
Yep.
They give you stretch assignments to help you develop into that role.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now I want to go back to you, Doktari. Talk to me a little bit about how do you move, and one of the things I really, really respect about you and what you do is because you've managed to actually jump into strategic thinking, which is a very, very difficult place to be, because here you have lots of webs and they're all connected to different outcomes, and it is more of a trust in your own internal skill that you can actually be able to push through. So talk to me a little bit about how do you go from lateral thinking into now becoming a strategic thinker, and how do you bring it back and say, this is where I am now, and this is how I'm going to start structuring my next path.
So one of the things that I look at, and just before I mention the point, is sometimes, especially when we start this job as medical representative, most of us just take it as a temporary role, thinking something better.
Something better will come up.
Acha tu niingie hapa inishikilie tukifikirianga huko mbele mbele.
Yes.
Hata there is a funny, remember when I was a rep sometimes back, one of my cousins told me, at least kuna kazi unafanya.
Is this all?
This is all. Then I'm like, for me, when I was a rep, I was not thinking like, nilikuwa najua kuna job ingine mimi nitapata.
Ndio.
So my thinking was tired towards the healthcare. Because if you have this thinking that I am a med rep and a better opportunity, because most of the people think that, maybe I'll go and do masters, then go do lecturing, or maybe I'll join government or an NGO, like a real job. They think about a real job. And in reality, what they are doing is a real job. So if you have that kind of thinking that, hey, you are not going to focus your thinking and energy over here, so that automatically removes you from the cohort that will have the thinking of becoming a CEO, right? And now if you have like this thinking, you know that, hey, now I'm here in the industry to stay. So what difference will I make in this industry?
Yep.
Now, there's two kind of level of thinking. There's both strategic level thinking and tactical level thinking. You see, most of us in the field, we think tactically.
Yes.
Tactically here meaning because we focus more on operational roles.
Yes.
Sales manager role,
Yep.
country manager role, product manager role, product owner role. So those are tactical roles. Yes, they are strategic, but mostly they are tactical roles, because at the end of the day, you don't think cross-functionally.
Yep.
So you focus more on your zone, on your department. Hey, I'm a product manager, so my role is this and this. So now when you have this understanding and you have like you said that your mind, like Edson has said,
closed
like
mindset.
Your mindset now is in the industry. Now I know I need to make changes. You see, CEOs are born and also made.
Yes.
They're both born and made. So it depends on who are you looking at. And once you have this, you know that I need to think cross-functionally in terms of different departments. So you start thinking, hey, so what's happening at the product development? What's happening at the product development stage? So in terms of learning and development, so what is happening there? So what is happening in regulatory? So how am I supposed to be involved in regulatory? So now how do I move now to how do I maintain myself, because I'm in the commercial side? So what do I need to do better so that I can improve maybe processes or anything in this commercial side? So you start thinking cross-functionally, and when you start thinking like that, you start seeing it as a business now.
Yeah. And I think maybe just to go back, I think just in the word chief executive, executive, which comes from the word execution. And execution mostly relies on people. How can you be able to move people towards a vision, which is what a lot of CEOs right now are being considered, that they are the vision holders. And their job is to make sure that everybody is moving towards the same vision. And as a rep, you don't realize this, because as you're going to see the doctors, as after the doctor, you go and see the pharmacy. After the pharmacy, you go to the wholesaler. After the wholesaler, you go to your distributor. The distributor, there's the guy who is importing and the guy who's planning, who's doing your product planning for the year. You're handling all this. And you said something that there are CEOs who are born and they are able to understand that, okay, I'm working with regulatory to achieve X. I'm working with quality to achieve this. I am working with legal in order for me to move this. That in itself is very CEO-ish, if this is a new word we can introduce on the pod.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe Edson, just again to just jump into you, and of course, there's a lot of internal qualities that you have to learn to build, and there are some, like you mentioned, external factors that also will find you there. For example, the HR giving you stretch assignments and something like that. What kind of mind do you have to embody in order for you to head towards that direction as a medical rep?
Well, what I would say is that as Doktari has put it, you have to envision a system whereby you're roping every individual in every department. It just does not end just at the medical representative role. That role is very key, because at the end of the day, it trickles down to the med rep. But how does the med rep bottom up situation such that they are more aligned into what is happening in the entire ecosystem? So I'd say what you need to do is get involved in each department. Get to know what is happening in regulatory, what is happening in key accounts, what is happening in product management, what is happening in marketing.
Yeah.
Not only from, because I believe there's some functions that also offer services to the larger sub-Saharan Africa
Yes.
or East Africa.
Yes.
You know, how are those markets also operating?
Yeah.
You know, when you have that kind of mindset, you know, many a times reps wanapenda kujifungia sana.
Yeah.
Mimi kazi yangu tu ni medrep. Ukiuliza mambo ya uliona procurement ama chief pharmacist, ati hiyo si docket yangu, hiyo ni kazi ya key accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In our last episode, we talked about networks and contacts and, you know, who you are with them and without them. And the second part, or rather the third part of this, you also go a little bit into building relationships sideways and not upwards as one of the, you know, parts where a rep might trip who is thinking about being CEOs. And this is how you put it. Most reps know everyone in the field, but no one at HQ. The networks end at the regional manager level. Talk to me a little bit about situations where you've seen this kind of thing play out. Yeah,
I'll speak on the positive side, although we said that you're not mentioning names. So allow me to mention.
We will just describe you so well, you will know it's you.
So allow me to mention Peter Degwa from Safaricom.
Yep.
So I watched his CTA and was keenly followed his journey on how eventually became the CEO of Safaricom from Diageo, where he was one of the sales manager from finance. I think you guys already.
Shout out to CTA. Really cool point.
Esther man.
Yes.
Hata mimi nitakuja hapo tutapatana tu.
When you grow up.
I know I've already grown up now. What do you mean?
When the pod grows.
When the pod grows. Yes. Nice. So now, similar thinking to medical sales. Like somebody has handled the key accounts, we say.
Yeah.
He knows like all the accounts, because sometimes there's a thin line again between key accounts and market access. Sometimes you see
they're very small demarcations, but they're there.
They're small demarcations and like that, such that you find that most people now develop their relationship horizontally. Why? Like if I'm in key accounts, so I'll make sure that I know only people from key accounts. Yes, I might know people who make one decision just one layer above them, but you see my network is only key accounts. You see, and sometimes we always say that thinking is local.
Yes.
Local does not mean the physical environment alone. Even the areas that you oscillate in terms of the execution, in terms of your coverage. So you find most these people, they focus on that chain, on that level they are. I remember I engaged with another rep who was he's a very good salesperson in the field. He was a product manager. So he was sub-Saharan head of when it comes to product management. That guy was a fantastic person in the field. So every conversation was about product management. Then I asked she was a lady. I asked her, hey, so what happens? What about finance? So the only thing that I deal with finance is when they are approving my budgets. Yeah. Or when I'm setting budgets for either programs, projects, or stuff like that. So they never dug down deeper to how these things are related. So how these different channels correlate to make like the whole ecosystem run. So they focus on their areas. Edson has said, mtu ana focus tu na line yake.
Yes.
And they think that it is only in healthcare that business is happening. You see, sometimes you can benchmark something also from other industries. Yeah. So from the FMCG, from the oil industry, from the tech industry, because at the end of the day, we are a small world. Yeah. So you just engage yourself, step above you, meet those people, go to their rooms. Yeah. Even if they're not your friends, just go, learn.
Yeah.
Be an apprentice, just go.
And I think maybe to also add to that, I think one of the best skills as a medical representative you can ever have, whether you've grown from a med rep and you're doing something else, is to always keep asking, like, how does this work?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the truth is, a lot of people will actually go out of their way, because I find that a lot of people are really proud of the work that they do. Yeah, and I've been in situations where some very unknown, you know, especially when you go to finance, you know, everybody fears finance, because when you go over there, first of all, when finance starts speaking,
A cut in budget.
yeah, there's that. But even the way they say it with sometimes a lot of acronyms.
Yeah.
That by the time they get to cutting budget, your mind is still, you know, doing flips at Kaga.
Yes.
Hey,
or,
please,
or you know, rolling estimates.
Hey, you can just tell our viewers what Kaga
Kaga
is.
Cumulative average growth rate or something.
Exactly.
Yes. And I remember there's a place where, or rather a finance guy that I used to know, he was so brilliant, and this guy would actually come up to you in and around somewhere August, September, and he'd be like, I'm not worried, you guys are going to do your numbers this year. And that is August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and other times you'd just come and you'd be like, looking at these numbers, you
The
guys better pull
projections.
something out. The projections are not, they're not looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I just want to jump in, and this is right back to you, Edson. When you are also growing, there's a lot of opportunity to learn, and one of the things that Doktari, that you highlighted here, is you have to learn how to speak the language of money. Yeah, that. And when we are starting, usually because we are so layered, you have the GM, you have the marketing guys, you have the key account guys, and a lot of times you find yourself at the very bottom of that, chain. Yeah, and so it does not dawn upon you that a lot of these things you need to understand, because they are currently not your responsibility. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but talk to us a little bit about how, just learning these things through interaction grows you as a medical representative.
Well, what I can mention is that growth, your own personal growth, should be something that is intentional.
Yeah.
One person I can a special mention, shout out to as he's a CEO now. But I remember there's a book he gave us.
Yes.
I really didn't understand. Actually, to be very honest, I just made it to the first 5 pages.
Yes.
So what's the name of the book?
Atomic Habit.
Oh, nice.
James Clear.
Exactly.
Very nice book.
Mm-hmm. So I never understood why he gave us the books to read, but
Yes.
Later on I came to understand why. Because getting to understand the entire managerial position, you need to understand the people, you need to understand the systems that are in place. This will in entirety help with that growth.
As Victor has mentioned here about understanding the language of CEOs, it's very important. The reason why is why understanding the language is very important. Remember, when you are a chief executive officer, so you have, your time is limited, and you have to make decision quick. And like the other day, I had some people say, "How ma CEO tu anakuanga poa? They just sit in the office, kazi yao tu ni kunywa chai and do stuff like that." No,
That is never the case.
you see, if you're at that level, you understand what we call decision fatigue. So you have to make quick decision with which have high impact implications, and you have to understand these acronyms, because you don't want to mention when you're presenting, let's say your case maybe to investors or the board, you only have like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, like, to explain why the company is not making, let's say, for example, 50 million a year, or why is the company doing 50 million instead of doing 100 million.
Yes.
You only have like 5 minutes. How do you put that across?
How do you distill your whole story, your whole life story
In 10
Yes.
minutes.
in 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes.
Yep.
At this level, being long-winded, you have to learn how to speak
The language.
in terms of hakuna chakua long-winded. Oh, nilienda, you see I talked to these people. No, nobody cares whether you talked to them
And
or
by
not.
the way, alafu hata nikasahau hata niongeza kitu ingine.
There's nothing like that. Direct to the point, you hit the nail. You are an executor.
Yes.
Hit on point. So you have to know everything. And like if somebody asks you, what is my return on investment in this project?
Yeah.
How do you explain it to him in less than a minute? Or why should we invest in this region, let's say for example in Kenya and not in Rwanda?
Yeah.
How? Within a minute you need to explain, because at that level clarity beats everything, and clarity is timing. So, and once you understand that the understanding these acronyms, it doesn't come by default. You have to learn them.
Yes.
You have to be interacting with these things daily, such that they become second nature to you.
Yes.
So there is no shortcut in this. So you have to pay the school fees by going through the process. Yeah.
Yes. Definitely. You have to pay the school fees. Of course, one of the things that we always keep insisting on this board is that growing as a medical representative to whichever role that you're eyeing in future is a continuous process. Yeah, it is something that you do every day, whether you know it or not. It is the books that you're reading, the pods that you're listening, especially if you listen to the Balcony View pod and you're subscribed and you're leaving comments and likes and you're planning to be also on the pod. It's in the small things and in the small micro decisions that you actually make that all come and sum up into you becoming the kind of person who would be a representative of a CEO. But what we know right now is that a lot of things are changing. Enter AI and digital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are people moving towards these things? Are people embracing, and is this a requirement for the future CEO in pharma?
For sure. So if you're not in if you're not in the digital space, and you don't understand what AI is, and you're dreaming of becoming a future CEO, man, you're out.
Yeah.
Just where tujitoe tuwejiweka tujitoe jua, nothing is happening. The reason why it's very important because as we've seen, the landscape is changing.
Yes.
And like let's say you're managing a team of like 1,000 employees, and you're launching a service and you're launching a product. And let's say you want to reach, because I was looking at the numbers in the country about the healthcare practitioners in the country.
Yep.
So we have around 230,000 registered healthcare practitioners. So we have around 18,000 registered hospitals.
Hospitals,
Yeah. So we have around let's say on average like 20,000 registered pharmacies. No matter how smart you are, no matter how hardworking you are, you need technology.
You do. In order for you to reach
these scales.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you look at, maybe let me just digress a bit. So I was reading somewhere yesterday, like on average, a rep is supposed to see like 8 quality calls.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But with how things are changing, because how busy doctors are becoming, and also how doctors are avoiding these reps. So you find out that on average, a reps only is able to do like 3 quality doctor calls.
Yes.
So
and before I let you continue, I think in a future pod, if you are the kind of person who trains, the kind of person who is responsible for getting reps to be efficient in making quality calls, we want you on the pod.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, come tell us what a quality call is.
Yeah,
back to you.
So I was saying, like, so you see, you've reduced the number like to 3 quality, and let's say in your universe you have like 1,000 doctors you want to see in the country, because of course you can't see all of them, and let's say you have 10 reps, so that means that on average in a day you are doing like 30 calls. So in a month, let's say in a week you are doing 150. So in a month you'll be doing 600. So with 10 reps, your coverage would be like less than 10%.
Yep.
And where are doctors nowadays?
Mm.
They're online.
True.
There's telemedicine. There's digital health.
Yep.
We have everything from EMR and everything.
Yep.
And there's AI and machine learning that is like
actually,
all these things.
Actually, just to support that point, and this is a discussion that is currently underway. I know a lot of companies who are, optimizing their reach, using AI. Now, it's no longer, when we were coming up, and Edson, I'll pop back to you. You used to have a standard planner, as in you could take this planner, just plan for 2 months, and then now you can recycle it, bro. Una recycle, unachukua tu ile wiki. Like
repeat. On repeat.
Yes, especially kwanza zile planners za up country.
Ilikuwa standard.
Ni allowance ulikuwa unaenda kupata nini?
Actually, most of these planners are just for allowance purposes.
Yes.
Bora tu allowance imeingia.
Yes.
Because what the planner,
Yes.
and if you actually look at the CRM tool,
Yes.
they are two totally different things.
Yeah. And for a very long time, I think CRM was one of the scariest words that you'd ever hear. But now, if you are not the kind of person who's going to adopt and take it, then it's going to become more scarier, because now CRM has been plugged into AI. So now it's, you have your volume sales and your value sales, and then you have your hit rate and the doctors that you are seeing. AI is able to tell you, you know what, your region hakuna kitu hapo. Usirudi huko.
That's why numbers do not lie. It completely exposes you. When they remove the dashboard and they look at how many your call rate, your call frequency, and they just decide to look at your sales at the same time, they'll definitely know hapa kuna kazi unafanya.
So just to finish what I was saying,
you
see, like one rep, we've seen a total number of 10 reps doing 10% of 1,000 doctors, right?
Yes.
So, and if you look at the return on investment from these visits, so you cannot measure them. So you cannot, yes, you can quantify the calls, but you cannot qualify the calls. Because how do you qualify? Unless the rep has told you, hey, maybe he's put this in CRM. So if you look at the return on investment, the amount of money, the amount of resources a company is using in this for these reps is massive.
It is.
And here, with tech, one rep sitting in balcony view pale CBD, amekaa hapo kwa dashboard yake, ametengeneza system. He's reached these doctors, these 1,000 doctors, in 2 minutes. Assume the conversion rate again is 10%. Look at the resources investing. So that is why CEOs, current CEOs, and future CEOs, amen.
You have to understand tech.
You have to understand tech. And apparently, and I'm surprisingly, and I prophesy this, Gen Zs will be the new CEOs.
Yes.
They will beat us millennials. If you're not like ready to learn and you get to learn, they'll be our CEOs. Unapata jamaa ko 25, wako 45, yendi mdosi wako yende CEO.
It's already happening. It's already happening. Ask me. I mean, I pitch every day to pharma companies. And sometimes you walk into the marketing department and you're like, yo, okay, sawa.
Kila mtu ko below 25.
And then you say, 20s. I have a X number of years in experience, and they're like, guy, si hata nilikuwa nursery ukianza.
Kwanza ukiingia wanaona tu uncle vibes. Uncle vibes.
Mzee unataka nini?
But I get what you're saying, Doktari. That I can see where the tactical and the strategic focus comes in. Because you're looking at so many aspects, as you mentioned, resources, how much money are we pumping in? And actually, if you look at the numbers, companies really invest a lot in medical representatives. Allowances, the salaries,
there's actually
the activities.
A calculation per call.
Yes, exactly. So at the end of the day, you want to look at how can I reduce these costs through AI, of course, such that you get better and higher conversion rates.
Yes.
If you've mentioned something very important, CAC, customer acquisition cost. So CAC, CAC, that is spent on one rep.
Yes.
Vis-a-vis on the digital space.
Yes.
In the digital era, AI.
Yes.
Because if you look at CAC,
Yes.
from sampling,
No,
salaries,
from recruitment.
Recruitment.
Yeah, the first time they sent your ad
Yeah.
for your position,
Uh-huh.
they spent money on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it starts from there. And then your hiring
Hiring
process,
processes.
training.
I will confess something here. Like, let's say, for example, when I'm doing an article,
Yes.
so I always look at this. Let's say, for example, on average, daily I get like, let's say 2,000 readers.
Yes.
Yes.
Not impressions. So 2,000 people
Opened.
Oh, red.
read,
Yes.
not open, read
Read.
the article. So for me, I look at like doing one article. So if 200 people, if 2,000 people have read this article, I divide that by number of days. So how many, if let's say, for example, per day, so from 2,000, I put 10%.
Yeah.
So most, let's say 10% are doctors.
Yeah.
So that means that I've reached, let's say, 200 doctors a day. So I've reached like 200 doctors a day.
Yeah.
A rep who was fueled his car, he will not reach the
It's
same
impossible.
number of doctors
It's
a
impossible.
whole month.
It's
Boom.
impossible.
And I've done it within hours.
Yeah. And to be really honest, whether we like it or not, it is the new language, and
Yeah.
the language will not go anywhere. And this is simply because technology will always serve the company to increase efficiency, reduce costs, and make more money at the end of the day. Yeah. Edson, who actually becomes a CEO in pharma? So from this article, there is marketing and commercial strategy background, finance background, R&D, general management, cross-functional experience, digital market access background, which is definitely the new breed because technology right now is very high on the adoption list. But let's just dive a little bit into some of these roles. So we have the marketing and commercial strategy background, and this is founded on both science and strategy. Edson, champion.
So what I can mention about this is, as you've seen, our scope when,
Yeah.
when you start out as a medical representative, your scope is only local. Just thinking of what strategy should I input for my region,
Yeah.
for my doctors, for my pharmacy, for my hospital. But for a CEO, they're thinking globally, regionally. Yeah. So for them, they're looking at how can I achieve all this.
Yeah, and also another important point when it comes to the guys in marketing and
Yeah.
and that commercial strategy,
Yes.
why most of them end up becoming CEOs. You see, one of the most visible department in any organization
Marketing.
is marketing.
Hey bro, ask marketing. Pesa ilienda wapi? Uliza marketing.
Actually, the ones who are given the biggest budget.
Yeah.
And the biggest amount
and
of
the-
stress though.
And one thing is, with marketing, they liars.
Yes.
They cross-function with other
You
departments.
cannot work as a silo when you're in marketing.
Because marketing works with finance.
Yes.
Marketing works with sales. Marketing works with procurement. And somebody in that position has an edge compared to somebody who's just been in sales.
Yeah.
Because we see this cross-functional linkage and understanding. It gives that person an edge of an understanding like of the whole value chain.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, this the marketing assume that they are representing a multinational organization or a company that has branches, let's say for example across East Africa.
Yeah.
So they will know, they'll do a forecast in terms of sales and everything. They'll also engage with the supply chain,
Yes.
so to understand the landing costs and everything. So
Yeah.
from projections to they'll work hand in finance to set the projections and everything.
Yes.
So you working in a marketing or commercial side, so you are an advantage.
It gives you an edge.
It gives you an edge, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I like the way you summarized it, that they're not just sellers, but they're market architects.
Yeah.
As in, you can take the market and you can move it to whichever direction that you want.
Yeah.
Because then you understand, key things about the market. You know who are the influencers in the market. You know how much money it takes to actually cause any kind of shift. Yeah.
So, and the marketers, what
Yes.
what does an architect do? They come up with blueprints.
Yes.
So they have a blueprint of the entire ecosystem.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the second one is the finance background. Yeah. So one of the things that you write over here, a surprising number of CEOs rise from finance or business management because they speak the language of money and not medicine, which sometimes can look very, very curious. But I do agree with you, because end of the day, it doesn't matter. Everybody from the sweeper, the person who makes tea, the GM, all the reps, everybody is there to make money. And I have seen situations where there are people who are called change managers. Yeah, and most of them are definitely finance background, MBAs. And their job is to come and make the organization lean, as lean as possible, so that, of course, they can stop the bleeding, and then they can refocus, a lot of the resources towards, let's say, a certain vision or a certain direction. Yeah, and this happens quite a lot, where you hear this guy is the money guy. You focus on the science. Your science yako ni mzuri. By the way, unaweza detail all 20 products. Very nice. Very nice. But this is the guy that we need right now, because, and I think we also captured this in one of the pods, and we said different companies are also at different stages of maturity. Sometimes the company is on a growth phase. Sometimes the company is on a decline phase. And I know there's a YouTube video somewhere which says that, or rather, the theory was that all the different phases need different kinds of CEOs. Yeah.
just to add, just to make a point on something that you've mentioned about when company is on a decline phase or on a growth phase.
Yes.
One of the
It
things,
happens.
one
It
of the
happens.
things, somebody told me,
Yes.
if you want to know that a company is on a declining phase,
Yes.
they are hiring aggressively. They're hiring many reps aggressively. Be careful.
To try and save the sinking boat.
Mbona unaogopesha watu?
No.
Red flags.
You are selling fear.
Red flags.
You are
Fear, man.
selling fear.
FOMO lazima niwaambie.
Fear mongera.
No, it's true. Not true. It depends on
Yes.
which side you sit.
Yes.
And one thing is,
Yes.
you see, most people in finance, so they are very close to the vision bearers.
Yes.
So the vision bearers here being either the CEO of the
Because
company,
it's the true north. It's the compass.
Yes.
Money.
the CEOs of the company, or the owners of the companies,
Yes.
or the directors in boards and everything. And as you said, depending at which stage they are, and especially here locally, if you have companies that have set base in the country, apparently you find out most of the finance guys are, by you being the head of finance, by default to become one of the directors of the company.
Yes.
You get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, and that gives you an edge
Mm.
in terms of ownership,
Yes.
in terms of added responsibility, such kind of thinking. And when you know, if if you are the one who will determine if the ship is sinking or we are on a smooth sail,
Yes.
everybody
We are-
plays around you.
We are cruising nicely.
We are cruising. So everybody will.
Yes.
Now everybody now oscillates around you.
Yes.
So everybody is finance adjacent, and they want to be
Yes.
close to
Aligned
finance.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have R&D and medical and regulatory. And again, this is just a knock on the doctor's door, because we also do have a lot of doctors who have come in and they've done very, very well in commercial.
Yeah.
And simply because they just understand it. They know the pipeline very well. And I had the same experience last week with a doctor. I now consider her very a good friend. But she went from practice, and she went straight into the market, and she had that foresight to know which products are going to be are going to be relevant in the next coming years. and you find that they are now in a market of their own, because by the time any research is done, you do the product, you find it, you register. Man, it's a minute.
Tedious.
Yeah, and you find them sitting in Swisswood because just of that. Yeah, and so I definitely agree with what you said. The decisions are backed by data, not drama.
Yeah.
They know this is what the data shows. This is what the market wants. Hakuna mambo mingi. Tulete hii. Let's talk to the right people. Na inasonga.
Yeah.
Yeah. General management and cross-functional experience. Edson, I know you are an expert at this. Yeah, and this is something that again, and you'll tell us one day you're jumping into general. They've done sales, marketing, operations, strategy, and again, this just goes back to what you were talking about earlier, that you have to know where everything is happening. Yeah, because a company is it's a mechanical, it's like a mechanical thing. The faster the gears move, the faster the company is moving.
Yeah.
Then if you have gears which are rusted, which are broken, then you're always stopping to fix things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, true.
Edson.
So what I can mention is that they have to be in that scope.
Yeah.
Of course, being CEO, you need to know. I think people management is really important.
Yes. Number one.
That is standard SOP.
Yes. Yes.
If you do not know how to handle different personalities within every different function, then the company will end up collapsing.
Yes.
Because you have somebody who is a geek in finance,
Yeah.
who is not an extrovert, they're introverts. So getting to align with these personalities is really important.
Yes.
Cross-functional strategy, whereby you're working in different operations.
This is just talking about the all-rounders. You know them. They've gone through the system. They've done sales. They've done marketing, operations. They've moved into strategy. And again, one of the things we were talking about even in our earlier episodes is, as you're looking at your growth in the company, one of the very first things that you have to do, and again, this is just kidogo advice to anyone who's just joining in the medical rep industry: learn everything, learn how things work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you've seen, like across board, it all comes back to people.
Yes.
But without frameworks, or without like individual, like let's say, just for lack of better word, let's say departments and everything, there are no people. People work with these departments. So the better you know how to manage these people,
yes,
and how to balance them, the more valuable you become in an organization. Because as a CEO, the aim for you is to make sure the company is moving to the next phase.
Yeah.
And to make sure the company wins. And you are let's say, technically you are the vision bearer of the company, and everybody, like every department, when you learn everything at those early stages,
Yes.
document them.
Yes.
Not only theoretically.
Document the process.
Document the process, even mentally, such that you have now blueprints and frameworks. Let them be like an intellectual property within you, such that you are versatile. Like you can handle A, you can handle B,
Exactly.
and at the end of the day, we've seen CEOs come from other industries. Somebody come from FMCG, take over
Yes.
a pharma company.
Yes.
Come from the oil and gas, take over pharma company. So it really doesn't matter. So sometimes which industry you are from, but it all depends on the qualities that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last that you actually mentioned was the digital and market access background. And this is the new breed. Market access is something that has come up in the recent years, talking about how can we take our product further, how can we take our product deeper when it comes to understanding and people who can be able to adopt this. But even more recent is digital.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the digital, when it comes to being digital, millennials, yes, we're doing great, but Gen Zs are deep in it, and Gen Alphas are a whole new breed of human being when it comes to being digital. They understand data, and what they do with that data sometimes is just mind-blowing.
For them, they are digital natives.
Yes.
And also, when it comes to the new crop, especially of the new crop of CEOs, like you've seen a lot of startups coming up.
Yep.
And you see what these startups are doing. They are revolutionizing like everything within the industry.
Yep.
So you've seen like
no one is spared.
No one is spared. So you've seen the platforms, like the ones that handle medicine. So now you can order online.
Yes.
You know how, like in TZ we have the Mkononi, in Kenya we have MyDawa. You see how they've revolutionizing the game.
Yes.
And you see, with that kind of thinking, how does someone in the pharma industry, especially being a med rep, transition to these spaces, or be in these spaces at the same time, and at the same time being in the field, making sure that uko kwa ground, and you're also in this side, and you win. So you're hybrid. You're hybrid in both of them, because you will never negate the relationships. You'll never negate that face-to-face contact, all these other processes. So, but at the end of the day, so you have just to go out and learn. Say, hakuna shortcut. Bigger.
Yes.
Bigger BD.
Yes.
There is no shortcut. And CEOs, I've interacted with a lot of them, and especially from those from the medical background, that you say wanakuwa CEOs, especially for these pharma companies. I'm not mentioning names, I saw someone who was CEO in a very senior hospital in the country, now is heading a global company based in the UK.
Yes.
I know you know who I'm mentioning.
Yeah,
you guys know who I'm mentioning.
It's just systems. End of the day.
You know who I'm mentioning. And it is current, like it happened like this week.
Yes.
He moved to those. So what does that tell you? That guy knows what he's doing. He's been in the industry. He's been in healthcare, hospital side. He's been in pharma side.
Yes.
He's been successful in Kenya. He's been successful in Africa. Now he's going to the global stage. Now you as a med rep think, yes, I've been successful, let's say, for example, here in Nairobi. So what is my strategy to take over East Africa? Yeah. If you don't have ambition, man, you just stay there.
Actually, there is a famous saying that a man with no ambition is as good as dead.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel like med reps really do undersell themselves. They don't look at the bigger picture. There's some training I've been going through.
Yes.
It's called the leadership circle profile.
Yeah.
So basically, they assess your creative and your reactive side, and see where you can build on your strengths. Are you more of a people person? Are you more of analytical?
A process.
Exactly. So, you know, with that in mind, it opens your mind at the end of the day. So you get to find out what kind of also CEO do you want to be in the future. Do you want to still stick and work around being a med rep just for horizontal movement, or are you looking at scaling upwards?
Yeah.
So that usually is an eye opener for me. Hopefully something I can also build into and become a future CEO.
Fantastic. And definitely
actually this podcast has been more of a learning moment for me. I've felt very challenged.
Kuja huku kwa entrepreneurship side, my friend. You will see things.
I felt very challenged, and key takeaways I'll definitely take home with me.
Yes.
And build on that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Thank you for this. I definitely appreciate this.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. And would you know it, if you're listening to this podcast and you've been with us up to this point, we'll have to congratulate ourselves and you, because we've finally, I think we've hit 1 hour. And time just goes like that, man, when you're having a good time.
Yep.
Yes. So because of that, then we will slowly just head towards the close. And one of the things as we close is You said, look here, being a med rep is one of the best foundations for leadership. You learn people, pressure, and persuasion. And these things, you learn them every day. But as with all learning that is good, you must put it into practice.
Yep.
If done every day, then CEO is not just a dream, but something that can become a reality. Doktari?
It is a reality to many. Because yes, as far as much the article says that very few become CEOs. So you've also seen a number,
Yes.
so locally,
Yeah.
and so not mentioning names, and also in regionally across East Africa, I've met CEOs, and also in conferences, also people from Europe, Asia, North America who were med reps before, and now they are CEOs. And one key takeaway is that, like, there's nothing that yes, there are frameworks, blueprints, and processes that one maybe can follow, maybe to the journey of becoming one. But at the end of the day, we always say nothing is cast in stone.
Yes.
You never know.
And times are changing faster than ever before in history.
Times are changing. Just look around. So it's the time for our generation, especially for millennials and the younger generations, not to take over the industry.
Yes.
We are not like want to do a coup, but what we are looking at is, so how do we take over this industry responsibly amongst ourselves? So how do we improve each other from learning?
Yes.
And that is what I'm getting also from this podcast, learning from our elders here. The boardroom gladiator himself, Mr. Victor Matata, and our guy, Edson Musyoka.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here with us, thank you very, very, very much. Remember to, subscribe. Remember to share this podcast with all your friends. Remember to share this podcast with people that you work with who might be in the same industry. Please, keep showing up with us. Again, I mentioned, if you have aspirations to just tell us a little bit about what we do. We mentioned a lot of things. We mentioned finance people. We mentioned R&D people. We mentioned general management. If you have, just good vibes and good stories and something that we can be able to learn from you, this is an open invitation. Please just comment on the on the video. If you can find us on LinkedIn, Victor Matata, Joash Rabura, and Edson will also open up your own inbox in case someone inboxes you. Come through. Let's have a good time. And with that, thank you.
See you next time.